gave one delegate from Lesotho, one delegate from Uganda, one delegate from Mozambique, and one delegate from Congo, and then finally we will have one delegate from Kenya to come and say goodbye for the day. Now I will call the country, identify the person, come up here, give us just a brief of who you are, and tell us a little bit about your country. And I will start with Lesotho.
You.
Lesotho, pick one person.
This one of the members here.
Yes.
Well, now I'm speaking on behalf of the colleagues from the Lesotho. We have two from the university and my colleague who is the deputy leader of one of the parties in Lesotho. My name is Mageti Majoro, and I'm a member of the largest opposition group in Lesotho. His Excellency Dada Odinga was in Lesotho to witness the election, and what happened was this party that is now in opposition actually won the largest number of seats. And the minister from Zimbabwe was saying, "What's wrong with you people? What kind of democracy is this where parties that will have the largest number of seats are the ones that go into opposition, and those that win the small number are the ones that end up ruling?" But that is the complexity of the electoral model in Lesotho, which is a mixed member proportional system. And so ultimately we do a lot of manipulation of the numbers at the end of the electoral result, and you end up with something that is very counter-intuitive. But having said that, many of you may have picked it up. Lesotho is presently under administration by SADC, and that is the reason is because democracy has now collapsed. It's been very interesting this morning to hear the failures and the challenges confronting democracy. And what happened in Lesotho was in 2012, a party that had been governing alone for 22 years suddenly and surprisingly lost the ability to govern. And so three smaller parties came together, formed a coalition that was larger than the ruling party, the party that had ruled for 22 years. But that particular party had won 47 seats, but in a 120-member parliament, the smaller parties could put together a majority and govern. But that model collapsed 2 years later, reason being quite obvious democratic challenges. One was one of the partners in the coalition started stealing quite large amounts of money from government. But he happened to head the security committee, where very sensitive and high-profile cases were being discussed in a group of the police, the army, and other judicial sectors. And what happened, he stopped having these meetings. And ultimately, because his coalition had come to power on the basis of an anti-corruption mandate, the Prime Minister then said, no, everybody has to go through to court. What he did was then to walk back to the opposition, which, as I indicated, had quite a large number of seats, and said, I'm breaking this coalition, I'm coming with you, and let's make a coalition, and that's when trouble began. Well, we went to an election because that government failed, and it has emerged afterwards that, in fact, going back to 2012, there had been a conspiracy with the army by the opposition to overthrow or undermine this government. And Mr. Meeting, when his hands were caught in the cookie jar, walked back to that group, and they formed a coalition that undermined government. But since then, they are back in power with a single mandate to ensure that any of the crimes they committed are swept under the carpet, and that is the quality of our democracy now. The soldier who tried to kidnap the prime minister was fired, but they brought him back illegally, and they appointed him retrospectively to when he was fired, about a year previously. If you ride a tiger, at some point, you're going to have to dismount. And at that point, you're probably going to become lunch. Now the current government is having a problem with these soldiers, because now it's payback time. He's saying, well, I protected you, so you cannot touch me now. SADC has instructed Lesotho to get rid of that man. He's poisoned, and arrest everybody who appears in the police documents that they've been given. And it's a slew of many soldiers, but including some ministers in the current government. We are all stuck right now. His Excellency had advised us, let the two largest parties form a grand coalition and drop the smaller parties. But we didn't heed his advice, and now